Hi, I'm Vinita Contractor and I'm a holistic nutrition and lifestyle coach. Welcome to another episode of Going Vegan with Vinita. And now I'm going to be showing you how to make a very popular Korean fermented dish, kimchi. Now we all know the talk around gut health and fermented food. We know that fermented foods are a great way of getting probiotics into our system. And when you learn how to make them yourself, it's even better because you know exactly what's going in and you can make them very often at the comfort of your home. So let's begin. So traditionally, kimchi is made with Chinese cabbage or Napa cabbage. It looks somewhat like this. In case you can't find it anywhere, you can also use regular cabbage. Now this white part, which is the core, can be cut off if you wish, or you can even use it. I like using the cores. And you can cut them into strips like this. Thin strips, you could choose to keep the cores or remove the cores. Now what we need to do is take sea salt, dilute it in a cup of water, and dissolve it. So once the sea salt is completely dissolved, we'll pour it onto the cut up cabbage and we're going to put the weight to help with the wilting process. So we leave this aside for 2 hours. While the cabbage is wilting, let me show you what the other ingredients are. We're going to use spring onion, grated carrots. It would be nice to have them nice and long. Radish, which is also cut into thin strips, and apple. Now most kimchi recipes need a sweetener. So again, to keep it healthy, instead of adding sugar, I'm using apple because the bacteria will have some sugar to eat. That's why we're using apple. We'll now be making the chili paste. There are onions, there's ginger, garlic, and chili powder. Now you can of course use the Korean gochagaru chili powder, but you could also use a resham patti, which is our local chili powder, or just any regular chili powder is also fine. Soy sauce is another addition, but it's optional. So all of this will now go into the blender with a bit of water. This is what our chili paste looks like after it's nicely blended. It smells really good. This is our cabbage, which has been wilting for the last 2 hours. So this is how your wilted cabbage will look. It will be limp and would have compressed. I'm now going to wash the cabbage so all the excess salt gets drained off, and then I'm going to dry the cabbage. After that, we'll be mixing in the chili paste. Now we've got our dry cabbage and we're going to mix in the chili paste. Along with the chili paste, we are now going to add the thinly sliced radish, the thinly sliced or grated carrot, and the spring onions, the stalks. You can choose to mix this with your hand or with a spatula. The hand is always better. Make sure the chili paste covers all the veggies and the cabbage really well. It smells so good and garlicky and gingery. So this is now ready to be put into a jar. We are now going to transfer all of this into a jar. This jar needs to be prepared nicely by cleaning thoroughly, sterilizing it, and then drying it before the cabbage and the veggies with the chili paste go into it. So let's transfer. Now you'll see once I've finished transferring everything, what's the best way to be successful at this ferment. So most of the kimchis that we've eaten at restaurants, after you've tasted this, you'll realize that those are not really fermented. They have just been dipped in vinegar or pickled and given. They're pretty much instant kimchis. While a good kimchi takes about 5 to 6 days to ferment. So that's what we'll do with this batch. Now, this is a very important step. You need to press down so that there are minimum air pockets in the kimchi. And eventually you'll see in a day or two, there'll be a liquid that's on top of all this. And this liquid is very important as well. So we press down and we shut this, and now this needs to be kept in a place which is dark, not in direct sunlight, and every day you need to unscrew it, press down and shut the lid again. Check on it every day and taste it after the third or the fourth day. Once it's tangy enough, that's when you know it's ready. And it's completely normal for kimchi to have bubbles rising towards the top. That's a good sign of fermentation. And sometimes if you filled it right to the top, you might even see that it spills over. So it's a good idea to put a plate under this. So you can enjoy this kimchi with stir-fried vegetables, with fried rice or any Southeast Asian dish. After 5 or 6 days, your kimchi will be ready. Now while it was getting made, it was important to not screw it tight, leave a slight gap. But once it's ready, we can screw it on nicely and place it in the refrigerator. This is an important step because only when you refrigerate, the fermentation stops. So when your ferment is ready, store it in the fridge, and each time you take a helping, use a fresh spoon. So this is the kimchi that we just put together, and this is kimchi after 5 days once it's ready. This is what it should look like. The colors are still vibrant, just a bit different, and of course it smells different, and it's ready to be served. I hope you enjoy making this recipe. It's really versatile, very easy to make, and it's incidentally vegan. The only thing that can make it non-vegan is when fish sauce is added instead of soy sauce. So try it out and let us know in the comments how it turned out. We'd love to hear from you.